Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day today. I know I am because we just got our first look at the long-awaited Steam console that we've heard rumors about over the past few years, and yeah, it's finally officially real. We are getting a Steam console, which I'm both very happy about and very shocked because I never really expected this to be a real thing. I don't really trust a lot of gaming rumors out there because I used to trust them and I've been let down time and time again. And a lot of the time the rumors are just people flinging shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, but I'm glad this one stuck. Because if you've watched my videos recently, you know I'm not really a fan of any console publisher. I've criticized all three of the big publishers, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. And I gotta be honest, I think they're all in just a shitty position right now. First you have PlayStation. I think the PlayStation console is fine, but I think PlayStation Plus and all of the extra tiers are just greedy as fuck. And when it comes to PlayStation's first party output of games, I feel like they play too much like movies and not actual video games. I think they're way too cinematic focused, and I get people like those sort of games, that's fine, but they're just not for me, so I'm not really a PlayStation fan. Then you get over to Nintendo. I really do enjoy Nintendo games. I think they're really fun for the most part, but I don't like a lot of the practices around the games and the practices around Nintendo's console and their brand. And I really don't appreciate the constant striking and copyright shit they do. So it's hard for me to really be a fan of Nintendo at the moment. Then you get over to Xbox. Now, I don't even know what the fuck these guys are trying to do. They're trying to make everything an Xbox. They're banking everything on Game Pass, but them raising the price of Game Pass, and they're just all over the fucking place. Apparently now they want cloud to be the future. Yeah, I'd rather not game with like insane input lag, no thanks. So I'm not a fan of Xbox either. I probably pissed off like fans of all three platforms by saying that like rant there, but whatever. Point is, I'm happy to see a competitor jump into what I see as a very troubled industry, that being the console industry. And I think Steam jumping into the console industry with how beloved they are and how pro-consumer they are, I know they're not perfect, but I think it will light a fire under the ass of Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox. And if you remember back to the Steam Deck, when the Steam Deck came out, a bunch of competitors also came out. So maybe when the Steam console launches, we'll also get an ROG console. Who knows? Because I mean, let's just think about things. If a Steam console comes out, this shit's gonna have free online, where its competitors are also consoles that don't have access to all the Steam games like the Steam console will have, and it has paid online. Like, this is really gonna light a fucking fire under the ass of especially Xbox and PlayStation. Another thing to note is the fact that the Steam machine would obviously use Steam, therefore you'd have the Steam Workshop, and you'd be able to play mods like the one I'm playing in the background for games like Black Ops 3 Zombies. Left 4 Dead 2 is another game with tons of mods, and it would just leave a much more customizable experience than you get on a traditional console like a PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo. And as we're gonna go over later in this video, this is just like the Steam Deck where you have a PC built in, so you're obviously gonna be able to download emulators, editing softwares, all sorts of other stuff, which is far more than any console allows you to do at the moment, so that's awesome. But I'm very glad to see competition in what I see as a very troubled industry. I think it's awesome, but let's talk about the actual Steam machine. So Valve made a post saying, announcing the new at Steam hardware coming in 2026, Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam frame, which is kind of like this little VR device that has a computer built into it, so we're getting a lot here. Watch our jazzy announcement video and wish list now, and they obviously give a link. Now this blew up, everyone's talking about this, this got 19 million views. But let's go to the actual website and take a look at this device. So here is the Steam machine. You can see it really looks like a GameCube. I see a lot of people calling it the GabeCube, but your games on the big screen, powerful PC gaming made easy in a small and mighty package. I can really see they're trying to appeal to the console audience here by making this really easy to pick up and play. They even boast about how easy it is. I have a feeling they're going to use Steam Big Picture mode or something like that, or kind of have a UI like the Steam Deck does, to really give that console experience. Your Steam library in more places. With over 6 times the horsepower of Steam Deck, Steam Machine has the power to play your whole Steam library, including your favorite AAA titles, Just sign in with your Steam account and your entire library is there. So obviously people who have gaming PCs might also like to pick this up, and people who have Steam Decks might also like to pick this up because all of their games that they bought over the years will be on this device the second they buy it. And unlike PlayStation and Xbox, you don't have to worry about any backwards compatibility or anything like that. The games are just there. Core features that define Steam Machine: SteamOS obviously, a OS optimized for gaming with fast suspend/resume and cloud saves, and that's just the start. Small form factor, put it under your TV, set it on your desk, hide it under a banana. It's a powerful PC gaming packed into a roughly 6-inch cube. Cool and quiet, Steam Machine keeps cool and runs whisper quiet even while running the most demanding games, which is obviously a lot different than the PlayStation 5 especially. That thing gets loud as fuck. It also gets hot as fuck. I've had my PS5 crash quite a few times while running demanding games. Well, not the whole console, but the game. You get what I mean. So hopefully those temperatures are something that are kept under control very well on this device. I/O for days, ready for all the peripherals and monitors you can throw at it, 1 gigabit Ethernet DisplayPort, 1.4, HDMI 2.0, 1 USB-C, and 4 USB-A ports, CPU and GPU 4K gaming at 60 FPS with FSR thanks to a discrete semi-custom AMD desktop class CPU and GPU, storage available in 2 storage sizes, 512 gigs and 2 terabytes. Both come with expandable storage via microSD, connectivity 2x2 Wi-Fi 6E plus Bluetooth 5.3 with a dedicated antenna. Steam Controller's wireless adapter is built right into Steam Machine for direct pairing. Power, no giant brick. Steam Machine's power supply is built right in. There's an LED strip yell. Keep tabs on system status like download progress even when your screen is off. Customize it with different colors and animations or turn it off. I do think that's really fucking cool. The fact that you can see the progress of a download without turning your console screen back on, that is really cool. Optimized for gaming, it runs SteamOS. Steam Machine runs Valve's gaming first operating system. SteamOS is designed to provide a plug-and-play user experience while keeping the power and flexibility of a PC. Experience SteamOS in the same way as other Steam hardware like Steam Deck and Steam Frame. Steam Machine Verified. We are expanding our verified program to include ratings for Steam Machine, so customers can understand how their games will run. So I'm guessing now, by what they're saying here, they're going to have 2 little checks next to each game, Steam Deck Verified and Steam Machine Verified, but I can only imagine if a game is Steam Deck Verified, then it's automatically going to be verified for the Steam Machine. Here is the front of the device. You can see there are 2 USB 3A ports, there's a microSD card port, an indicator LED, and the power button. Very simple front of the console. Now on the back of the console there's quite a bit more. You can see they have a display port, as well as an HDMI port, an AC power connector, an Ethernet port, a USB-C port, a USB 2A port, and another USB 2A port. I really like the fact that there are 4 ports for things like controllers. I think that's awesome, especially considering the competition, the Xbox Series X and PS5, have 3. And I'm only imagining now taking this over to a party and setting up a emulator, like a GameCube emulator, and using 4 of those controllers as emulated GameCube controllers to play something like Mario Party. I think that would be fucking awesome. Now, I'm not going to go over the specs of the console because I'm not like this tech wizard or anything like that. What I will tell you is it's similar to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, if not a little bit weaker. That's what I've heard online. I do see quite a few people bringing up the fact that it only has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I definitely would have preferred if it had 12, but at the same time, I think they are going to try to keep the price point of this device pretty low, because then again, they are trying to appeal to a console audience here. I think they're going to go for the $500 range, maybe even $450. I remember price was a huge point for the Steam Deck. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Steam headset or the controller or anything like that in today's video. I'm strictly here to talk about the console, but I think it was a great announcement. The only thing I'd like to see is the price, man. I would have loved to see a price announcement. But overall, man, yeah, very excited for this. I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. I'm very eager to see the price, and yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this device down in the description below. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, and I'm out.